Hey man, we're glad to have you today. And so for those tuning in to our NHSBA Zoom series sessions, in case you don't know by now, you should. My name is Deontay Copeland. I'm the CEO Exec Director of the National High School Basketball Association. And these little ladies right here, introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Shelby. Excited to have you on today.
Hi, Shelby. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm glad you could join us today.
Hi, Sydney. How you doing?
Hello, my name is Kennedy, and thank you for coming on.
Hi, Kennedy.
Yes, and for those of you that don't know, this is Mark he's a director of basketball operation for NBA India. Glad to have you. And Mark, can you pronounce your last name for me?
Pullés, P-U. I mean, it's P-U-L-L-E-S, but but technically in Spain we call it Pullés. But you can call me Pullés. It's not a problem. I mean, it's that I'm used to.
Awesome. Because we were debating like, okay, is it police, yeah. So now we got it. Mystery solved. Yes. So my first question for you, I guess, Matt, is can you explain kind of your role with NBA India as the director of basketball operations?
Yeah. So I'm the head of basketball operations. I oversee mostly all the basketball programs that we run in India within the NBA. I've been there now 4 years, and it's been an exciting journey. I mean, basically, what we are trying to do there is to implement the programs that we have worldwide, like the Junior NBA program, the NBA Basketball School program, the NBA Academy programs, and also events like Basketball Without Borders or the global games that most recently happened in India in 2019. So all these kind of things that we do globally, what my role is try to implement them in India.
Awesome. And so here in the US, we are, used to seeing the NBA on television. We were just wondering how the atmosphere surrounding basketball differs from, the US and India.
I mean, that's a question that a lot of times I've been asked for. No, like, what is NBA doing in India, or what are you doing there? No, I mean, luckily we are a global basketball company. I mean, the league has over 150 international players, so we are everywhere. We have office around the globe, and it's something that it's part of the nature of the NBA itself. So what we are doing is try to adjust and grow the game overseas. Of course, it's not only an NBA job, but it's something that we are trying to help. And of course, when you think of basketball in US, the ecosystem is already built. I mean, you have high school competition, you have college competition, you have professional competition. Everybody is aware of basketball. They understand even the rules. They know the players. But there are certain parts of the world that this is not the same. Of course, in India, for example, the ecosystem of basketball is still building. Is that we don't have a professional competition yet. The national team has improved a lot this past I would say 5 years, but still under development. They are not in the top 10 or 20 countries in the world. So all these kind of things make basketball not the most popular sport in India. Of course, I mean, I'm sure you are well aware that cricket is the biggest thing in India. So we are not aiming for becoming bigger than cricket. That's never happened. But I think that if we can get closer, or at least become like the third most popular sport in the country, that could be a big achievement for everyone.
So yeah, that's a great goal to have. I hope y'all achieve it. So I want to know, what is the most rewarding part of your job?
So, I mean, as I said, we have plenty of programs that we have worldwide. No, the Junior NBA program is more like a grassroots program. We are reaching over 6 million kids only in India, that they at least have some experience with basketball. We have been partners with Reliance Foundation, which is one of the biggest companies in India. And what we are trying there in this program is, for example, to make sure that at least in the schools, they get to know basketball, they get to know how to dribble, how to, at least the basics of basketball, which is something that is very important for us. And then we have also the NBA basketball schools, which is more like a pay-to-play program. And at the end, we have the NBA Academy, which is a more like residential elite program for the top prospects in the country. So as you can see, we kind of cover a little bit of everything in basketball, from the grassroots to the elite part. So there are plenty of rewarding moments that I felt since I'm in India. I mean, I remember, of course, the first ever India Games, which it happened in October in 2019. The fact of having Indiana and Sacramento playing in Mumbai, playing in front of a crowd that we tried on the first game to have only kids from our junior NBA program attending to the game. So it was amazing because they went to the overtime. Kids were like yelling. They were super excited to see the overtime, to see the Indiana and Sacramento really competing on a preseason game. And that was amazing because, of course, we were working on that for a long time. So at the moment of the tip-off was also very exciting to see, wow, it's happening for sure. And then if you think about the programs that we are doing in the NBA, we have the Junior NBA Global Championship, where all the regions, they go and gather and play together. And we had this game. It was, I think, a couple of years back when we beat with our boys team under 14. We beat Latin America. We went to the overtime against Europe, and it was really, wow, these guys are competing against those. And for example, most lastly, we had one of the Indian players that was part of our NBA Academy. He signed for the NBA Ignite team, which is this NBA Pro team that is playing in the G League. So of course, he's the first of India to ever sign for a team like this, and the first NBA Academy player to do that. So it's great to see Principal right now playing with the top prospects in the US.
Wow, that's awesome. You get to experience those firsthand. I have a question. How has the company or programs that you oversee adjusted to the impacts of COVID-19?
I mean, this has been a tough moment for everyone. I think that, I mean, as I can see, all of you are at home, like me, like everyone. I mean, working from home, which it used to be something that we were do not so often. Now it's like mandatory. So we are all working from home. I mean, the first thing that we thought when this happened is we are going to follow, and this is a company guideline, and it's very important for us to follow the guidelines of the government, health security. So we make sure that we take care of the health, which it's our most important thing for us, no? But then we thought, okay, we have a new opportunity in front of us. Of course, we used to do a lot of on-ground events, on-ground activities. Now, unfortunately, because of the situation, which it's worldwide, it's pretty bad. We said, okay, let's get creative. Let's think about different options that we can do and that we never thought of. I mean, we never thought that we could do, for example, like online basketball sessions that we are doing with the NBA basketball schools. We are doing like really weekly classes with the kids, with coaches, and they work out from home. Of course, you cannot play 5-on-5, but the coaches are being very creative, and they are giving them a lot of exercises and drills to do at home. Then on the junior NBA side, what we've done is some life skill sessions with NBA legends, NBA coaches. I think we've done one with Bruce Bowen, that it was great because Bruce is always great. He's always engaging with the kids, and the kids were super excited to chat with him, to talk to him. Our NBA Academy players, they have been exposed to a lot of coaches and players that they talk to them. They just give them some life skill sessions. They keep working. They keep working out from home. Of course, it's different. Our coaches are being great there, doing a great job, but they are adjusting. And one of the programs that we launched is the NBA Together, which it was, I think, I'm sure you guys are aware, it was a series of videos, series of making sure that regardless we are not able to be together in person, I mean, we can feel that way online. No, so of course it's different, it's adjusting, but as I say, you have to be creative and you have to adapt to what is coming. So this is nothing we can do. At least let's make it happen in a different way, and it's also good for us because there we are doing things now that it might last, and we never thought of it before. So it's like it's an opportunity. No, I mean, if you saw the games in the bubble when we were there, we had a party with our kids that they were all jointly watching the games together on the virtual fan party. So all these kind of things that we never thought that could happen, actually they are there, and who knows, maybe are gonna stay forever.
Yes, my question, I guess, for you would also be when you were in high school or college, what kind of jobs did you think you would be doing around the time? And then did you ever think you would be doing what you're doing right now internationally with NBA India?
Honestly, no. I mean, honestly, I would say, I mean, if you tell me when I was 16, Neymar, you will work at the NBA, I would say, no, man, you're crazy. That's like, no, that's like a dream come true. But you know, one of the things that personally I've done all my life, it's try to make sure that you do everything you can to achieve your goals. No, so if, for example, my dream is to work for the NBA, I have to make sure that there are certain things that I have to know or I have to prepare for. No, so I would say as an advice, like a big advice, is like never say never, and make sure that if you have a dream or you have a goal, you just work towards to do that. No, and more specifically, for example, if you want to move overseas, no, like my situation in India, I'm from Spain. I've never been in India before I joined the NBA, but one of the things that I always aim for is to travel a lot, to get to know different cultures. And if you are not able to be physically in a place, you can read, you can watch, no, at least have some interest for what's happening overseas. This is very important. And also, once you know that you want to move and you want to, or you are gonna be abroad, just get to know the country, the culture, the people, how they live, what are the things that they usually do. Because unfortunately, sometimes we think that the world is one way because it's the way that we know. But when you are abroad, you really realize that you might be wrong. So you can be an expert of your field. I can be an expert of what I do. But maybe if I am going with the same mindset that I have here to work in a different country, it's not going to work. So the first thing that you have to do is get to know, make sure you realize what's the importance of everything there, and what they eat, how they enjoy, what are they festivals, what's the religion, all this kind of stuff. It's important because then you can adjust to do your job properly. No, but my biggest takeaway on this, it would be, I mean, dream big. You can be whatever you want as long as you work for it.
That's great advice. I do have a question because you talked about working with children earlier and working with the youth. We were just wondering what kind of impact you hope to make for the youth in your line of work.
Wow, that's a big question. Yeah? That's a big question. I don't know if I'm going to do any impact, but what we are trying to do is to grow the game, and grow the game. It's everything. No, it's from having kids that they've never been exposed to basketball, realize that they love the game. That's one thing. That's a big achievement. If a kid that he never thought that he could play basketball, he realized, wow, I like this. I want to play more. This is a big achievement. If we can have one player from India ever playing in the NBA, that's also a big achievement. No, I mean, at the end of the day, what it's important for everyone who loves the game is make sure that the basketball is getting bigger. It's has more exposure, has more people watching it, has more people practicing it. So that could be like the biggest impact or the biggest success that what we can do. If in XY years India has basketball has become the fourth sport most watched, that's a big impact as well.
So yeah, that is very great, and I'm glad that you are in the position to make that impact. I want to know, what were your expectations when you first started the job compared to the realities of the job now that you're actually doing your line of work?
I think that's a great question, and I think it kind of relates what I was saying earlier. No, I mean, you can think that you have an experience on a field like I had. So when I moved to India, I could thought like, hey, I'm gonna go there. You know, I know what to do. This is what I'm gonna do. But then you realize when I was saying that it can be the environment. It can be completely different. No, so my advice I mean, it's not even advice. My expectations was like, let's try to fit in first. Let's try to see how everything works. And not coming here with my Western mentality that I know everything. This is what am I going to do? This is how everything is going to be because this is how it works. No, of course you can have some takeaways from the West of how basketball growth here before or how it became popular, but it could be like maybe too much. It's like, let's try to fit in. Let's try to see how they've been doing, because they've been doing great. I mean, the people who was in this role previous, I mean, they were amazing. So just to continue what they're doing, listen a lot, try to make sure that you are always listening, always learning, and that was a little bit my expectations. Like, it's a different experience, and on a personal basis, for of course it was, wow, this is a thing that it happens once in a lifetime. No, that you can go to India, live there, approach to a completely different way of doing things or culture, and it's been like, for me, it's a gift. I mean, for me, it's a gift, and I knew that, but I didn't expect that it would have been that big like it's it right now.
You spoke briefly about, when you were younger, 16, you wouldn't have thought that you'd be in the position that you're in today. For students that are seeking a job such as yours, what type of experience would you recommend, whether that's volunteering, interning, or certain kinds of jobs?
When in a personal base, I mean, and I have I mean, now there's of course always, I mean, people who reach you out, no, like, hey, I want to work with you guys. Is there any internship that I can do? Is there anything that I can do to be close to you guys and stuff? And I always say the same. I used to, when I start playing basketball, of course, I started playing when I was like 10, 11, like everyone. Then I started coaching when I was almost 16. And I did a lot of things because I wanted to do it, not because I was getting paid for. At the end of the day, what you have to do is basically know what your goal is. So if your goal is to work with something related with basketball, for example, in this case, I have to learn. So I have to learn a lot. I have to make sure that I can be around to people who knows, and make sure that this is going to be something that it's going to be in me and it's going to grow in me. And then of course I'm going to have something to give. No. So I remember I worked for free a lot. For free, it means that my first, and I'm going to talk, for example, for my first coaching role ever, I used to be the assistant of the assistant of the assistant of the assistant of the assistant coach. No. And I remember I was there and they allowed me once to run a drill. I think I was with there for 4 months, moving cones from one side to the other. And one day said, hey, you can do that. And I was not expecting anything else than be there. No. So I think it's important when you are thinking, for example, in a role like me, my formation, my degrees in physical education, then I did realize that, oh, maybe I have knowledge in basketball and in physical education, but I'm lacking a little bit in business side. So I decided to continue my studies doing more marketing and business side, to just kind of relate the knowledge and say, okay, if I know basketball and I know business, I might have a chance, because there's no more people who can fit in these two things. Oh, but that can work for everything. So if you clearly have your goal and you know what you are aiming for, I'm sure you're going to find what exactly you have, the pieces that you have to study or work on, that they will fit, and of course it will happen.
Awesome. I have another question for you. So we talked about COVID-19 impacts it's had. How has this affected your communication with your friends or family back home? Has it changed much?
When I moved to, I moved away from home a long time ago. So, but when I moved to India, especially, FaceTime has become my best friend, because of course I was in India. I was far away from family luckily was with me, but my mom, my brother, the friends, everyone is away. So I discovered this FaceTime app, which it changed my life. My mom used to say, I'm talking and I'm seeing you more than when you were living with me, because I'm talking for FaceTime and stuff. So now, with the COVID, of course, and we've been on lockdown for a while. I wouldn't say it's the same, but FaceTime, it's still being my friend. No, so when you are away from home, you miss a lot of things, and this is something that it kind of relates with the question of how it looks like, or what the expectations. This is something that you have to be prepared for. No, I used to be a person when I was a kid, like a little kid, that I couldn't be away from home for more than 2 days. So now you are getting used to maybe see the family like twice a year. But this is something that of course it has the ups and downs, and it has the good and the bad things. But FaceTime, Zoom, all this stuff, it's something that it's not new for me. So it's just more of the same.
Yes, I think we're all grateful for having FaceTime and stuff, especially now.
Yeah, correct.
I have one last question for you. So at times that you become overwhelmed or very stressed out just from work or life in general, how do you deal with that?
I think that I do things completely different from my work. So, for example, I am with basketball. Of course, I'm like watching basketball. Eating basketball 24/7. But that's also because it's what I like. But when I want to really disconnect, what I try to do is just stay away from everything, especially family, friends. The thing is, it's important. And this is also important when you talk to your teams, in my case, or to disconnect. It's very important to work hard. It's great to be the best worker you can, and then you be completely focused, and not only in your job, in everything you can do in your life. But it's also important to disconnect. Resting is important. So it means that if you can just go out and walk, just go for a run, or play video games, read a book, watch a movie, all this kind of stuff that sometimes are like topics, that I read books and stuff. No, you need to really disconnect. There's a point that you really need to just take off, say, okay, listen, I've been working for XY time, and now it's time to just do nothing. Just do nothing, just to try to not think. And unfortunately now with these super cell phones that we have, that they are tracking us 24/7, and you can be working 24/7 with emails and stuff. And when you work with two time zones or 3 time zones at the same time, you can really work 24/7. There are some times that my biggest pleasure is just, I leave my phone at home and I just go to walk or just go for a run an hour. And it's like, nothing is buzzing, nothing is pinging. So at least it's just this kind of stress. But this is something important. I mean, even for a elite sportsman, I mean, you have to rest. It's important to train, but you have to rest. So here's the same.
Awesome. Well, Mark, as we get ready to kind of, I guess, wrap this up, because man, we're about to run out of time a little bit. But any final thoughts or anything you want to say before we, I guess, begin to wrap everything up?
I think that I mean, if you allow me to give an advice, I would say that everything is possible. No, I mean, that's the biggest takeaway. I mean, I would never ever said that I would be here where I am right now. So just enjoy the journey. That's the most important thing. Enjoy the journey. Make sure that you are becoming the best that you can in the field that you want to be. Learn a lot, listen a lot, and then things will fall in place. That's the thing. I mean, because maybe it doesn't need to be here working for the NBA, or it doesn't need to be becoming a professional player, or it doesn't need to be anything like that. I mean, things will fall in place. No, and for example, I used to say that to my players a lot. If you are 16, I mean, when you are 10 years old, everybody wants to play in the NBA. When you are 16, sometimes you realize, maybe I'm a little bit far away from that. I might play professional, but I might not be LeBron James. But who knows? I mean, you just keep playing and you see what life has for you. No, so you maybe keep playing and then you cannot play the NBA, but you can go and play overseas and you are professional. And then you finally realize that you end up in Germany learning German because you've been there for 10 years and because you speak perfect German and perfect English and you have this knowledge of sport, then you can find something there. So my point is, just do what you love, try to have a clear goal, and then finally things fall in place, and never give up. I mean, there's nothing impossible for anyone.
Awesome. Well, hey, Mark, thank you so much for being with us with the Zoom series, man. I think this will be definitely something that the kids will be able to learn as far as the international part of the game. It's something that they definitely will be glad to share with them and kind of let them learn. So, man, we definitely appreciate it, man. And of course, I'll probably talk to you soon. So,
yeah,
hey, great to talk to you, man.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I know it's early morning there, so thank you for the effort. I know it's 7 a.m., so thank you guys. And just stay safe out there. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Anytime you want.
All right. See you later, man.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.